Hello and welcome to the podcast that explores the heartlands entertainment industries. I'm Brian.
I'm Kelly.
And we're coming in live from Zoom, even though it's not live. It's future past and all that jazz.
Yeah, I mean future, current.
Future past thing. It is 2021. Wink. And things are going great here in February of 2021.
Different now.
Boy, howdy. Remember back with all those masks and all that tomfoolery? That was
fun. It's all gone. No one thinks about it or talks about it. Social anxiety is gone. It's completely gone.
Totally gone. New president, new everything.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just wild. We traded the weird yellow hair that is weird and yellow and white and basically a squirrel. Does Biden even have hair?
He's a silver fox, I'd say, right?
Is he?
Like, or at that one point back in the past.
You would think that I would know what our president looks like, other than old and white.
Nah, no one cares. Really.
I just see old white guy. I'm like, I got it.
No one cares at all.
Well, today, all Bidens aside, today we are talking about post-audio sound design. We are talking to the folks from the Audio Planet.
The Audio Planet.
There should be like echo there. The Audio Planet. These guys are a post-audio group up in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and they have been around for... Well, the Audio Planet themselves has only been around for a little bit, but the amount of shared experience is like decades of sound design post-audio. It's pretty phenomenal. This is a really, really cool conversation.
It really is. It's so specific, too.
I know.
So specific.
It's so specific to the posts of the sounds.
To the post-sounds, symphonies.
I feel like I still have a little bit of Bill Cosby.
Got a little Cosby coming out a little bit. I don't know what that was about, but I just let it happen. I'll just keep letting it happen. That's like every now and then when I feel like I have to do some sort of I don't know. I go like real. Oh yeah. Like I want to get out like Iowa, Minnesota. I don't know. Just have to. Oh yeah.
Oh sure.
Like it's real gonna go wash the clothes,
Wash the clothes?
Yeah, it's Grandma.
You're darn
Grandma washes the clothes.
Well, you're up in Ohio now, so
and it's a real thing here. So yeah. Anyway,
it's wild and weird, but it's
not
wild
Cosby,
and weird.
You take my Ohio.
The Ohio. What's not wild and weird is the Audio Planet. So we're just gonna dive right into this because this is just such a cool conversation. I don't even want to delay anymore.
No, let's get to it now.
Do it now?
Now.
Oh, okay. All right, fine. Let's talk to the Audio Planet with Stephen and Chaz Tackett. So, Stephen and Chaz Tackett from Audio Planet, welcome to the Okie Show. How are you guys doing?
Hello.
Awesome, man. This is awesome, and I'm glad we're on the show. It's super cool.
Yes.
Thank you.
So, tell the listening audience just a little bit about the Audio Planet. You guys are a sound... You guys just do all sorts of things. Tell us all about it.
Well, I'll tell you, the 30-second elevator pitch is we are an audio post company that creates custom music, custom licensed music, and audio post, which is dialogue editing, sound effects, and all that for filmmakers and editors who create TV commercials and television shows. We started to get into film a little bit, and that's just barely started. It's mainly television and commercials right now, and a lot of corporations have produced a lot of videos. So we help those editors because they know nothing about sound. And so I've been doing this since 1994 back in Los Angeles, and I was a few years ago I was looking for a way to do everything online, live in a nicer city, more affordable city. And so that's how this all came about. You're like, why are you doing it in Tulsa? because you can actually have a really nice house in Tulsa for the
Yeah,
same
you
price. You get a
can.
1-bedroom apartment
Fact.
in Los
Yeah.
Angeles. So
Yeah.
Talk about the space during a pandemic. You want to live in Oklahoma. I mean, it might
Are
be,
you kidding
there
me?
are some downsides, but you know what? You get a
Right.
big ass house.
Yeah. Yeah.
You, sir, are forward thinking.
Yeah. So it kind of worked out because now everybody's like, how do we go online? Right. That's the new thing.
Yeah.
So and I'll tell you another thing is the cost savings to editors. They're like, how do you do this for that price? It's like about 25-30% of the normal cost. It's like we're not brick and mortar,
Oh wow. So you
So-
don't have like a rent type
No. I mean,
mortgage
this office
to pay
here is
or,
a shared office space. It's nothing, compared to what owning a big building and facility and
Right. Yeah.
all that.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I mean, legitimately, no joke. All joking aside, like that really is forward thinking.
It is.
Your overhead is super low, and you guys are able to do more stuff.
Yeah.
And you're able to turn more stuff out.
You figured out the online stuff before all of us got hit in the face with it, and now we're just trying to like figure out how to make this work.
You cracked the code.
Everyone
man.
else is like,
Yeah.
how do we do this? You're like, we did that earlier. We're good.
Yeah. I mean, and it worked out. We weren't sure if people would even understand it or be accepting of it. And at first they weren't. They're like, well, we go to the company, the Audio Post company, and sit down with you, and it's a whole the normal thing. But once they started having the experience and getting the product back, they're like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And all I do is just upload my video to you, and I get it back, and it sounds amazing. I don't even have to drive out there. So we're like, once they get used to it, they love it. But it's a little bit of a mental shift from the old school,
Well, and I'll tell you what, man, it's perfect time for that because everything's changing. We're going to talk about the shifting of the industry in a little bit.
Okay.
But real quick, I want to hone in on the sound design. For the listeners out there who have no idea what we're talking about, just treat them like they know nothing, like they are Jon Snow. What is sound design?
Sound design is essentially when you make a video, specifically a TV show and film, even these days commercials, when you see a truck drive by, you think, oh, they recorded the truck driving by, or you hear birds, or the guy hits the doorbell, or you hear a dog barking. They go, oh, everything was just perfectly mic'd and perfectly happened exactly as it should happen.
Wrong.
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 So what I do
False.
is I call Chaz and I go, here is a blank video, strip all the sound. I just want to hear the guys talking, people talking. And then Chaz, what do you do?
So I take everything that Steven wants or whoever we're working with at the time. I take anything they want. And we have this little program that we use, and we just drag and drop stuff in. We can make it. We can pull it on from like wherever we find it. We can literally go outside. I don't have my phone on me, but we could literally use our iPhones if we wanted to and tap like knocking and make it sound absolutely perfect. So that's just one glimpse at it. But I mean, especially in the online world right now, everybody's using either their iPhone or Mac or something. And it's almost funny that we bring it up because we don't like to think that people use their iPhones for everything. But like here I am, I airdrop everything. Like sometimes the way I do it, I'll sometimes record a knock or like the coffee glass sitting down, I'll go, and I'll airdrop it straight to my computer. And yeah, that's kind of like one piece of it. But
So I mean, basically, we recreate or create the soundscape that the director or editor asks for, and we control it easier that way.
Right.
He's like, well, I don't like that kind of dog. You have a different sounding dog.
And we got like 500 dogs.
Oh, we have So we have sample libraries of dogs.
Whole libraries of dogs. Wow.
Yeah.
They're just in the back.
doorbells
You just keep them in the back.
Yeah.
You have chickens. We have dogs.
Yeah, all the dogs.
But yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's very creative and it's fun working with the editors and directors because you sort of see it, this image, this sonic image reflect what you see, and it can just really change the impact of the story. We tell stories through sound, right?
Right.
And if it's done right, you don't even notice it. You're just like, oh, they recorded it that way.
People always
That's
notice
right, yeah.
horrible sound,
Yeah.
They notice bad
Meanwhile,
sound. Yeah.
DPs are like, look at me. And all us sound guys are like, you didn't see us, you didn't hear us.
Right.
Stealth mode, 100% stealth.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, who got the last Grammy last year for best sound picture for best sound? Who got that? I don't even know.
Yeah.
Because I don't care. But I can tell you got
the
best
sound
director.
world. It's a thankless world.
Right.
The same guy that won it the year before and the year before that.
Right.
Well, but it's so funny because like I feel like sound. I'm biased clearly because I am a sound guy, so like I think very highly of all of us.
Yes.
But it does feel like sound is a very underappreciated world, but it's underappreciated until you get into the post of things, and then people realize, oh my dear God.
Yeah.
But why kind of pitch sound to the beginning filmmaker of like, why focus so much on sound when you have all these fancy cameras and stuff?
It's a good point. It's a good question, and we get asked that question all the time from even directors and editors, because we'll say like, we need more time to build this or to create this, or we have to do something special, like special explosion, like record one in real life.
30 layers of just debris.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
And the pitch is that it's like, if you go to, well, here's the best pitch, I'll tell you, because so what had just happened is there's no sound, right?
There's no sound.
So
we're all waiting in anticipation.
Yeah. It's an extreme example, but like it kind of proves that how important sound is.
It's pretty important, yeah.
You can still see me and him, but anyway, I use it all the time. It's kind of corny. Like I said, we're really not that funny.
Yeah.
But I mean,
we're really not. Trust me.
Yeah, when you change the sound of an atmospheric scene that really doesn't have any dialogue.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost as important as like the music. It becomes the music of that scene.
Yeah.
And we can push up different emotions that the director, even editors of commercials, I would not believe how detailed they are. Even a small 30-second commercial, every second they're like, I wanted something to feel, and so we're like, okay, we're looking for a sound, and we can bring in a sound that helps support that emotion.
Wow.
So we're really working for the director and editor to help him or her just create that emotion and feel. Mm-hmm. Whereas, yeah.
Do you find it often that whenever directors and editors are trying to communicate a note to you, oftentimes, well, at least in my experience, it's almost like they're trying to like describe a taste. But it's like very vague.
Yeah.
You
almost
like
have to kind of read their mind. Very specific, but they can't tell you.
I want it more spicy.
Yeah,
just a hint of ginger.
Yeah, I guess have you learned to like read learned the language of the directors asking for certain things?
Yeah, and I think what to get around that, because it's always a challenge, is I will say, I'll back them up a little bit. Okay. Can you describe something else about this scene that you're wanting to do? That's not about sound. It's like, okay. Like, what were you wanting this actor to do or actress or this little? Why did you do that? And then they get out of their left brain. They go, well, that's because I really want to show how this person feels when they're in that moment. Like, it's really. I'm like, oh, now I know what he's saying, right?
Yeah.
So you have to get them out of that left brain kind of analytical mode.
Yeah.
Because how do you describe sound? You're right. You can't describe taste. You can describe how it makes you feel, but you know.
And another part of that is it goes a little more esoteric than that. Like when we talk about going, I guess, more creative than we are logical, I can tell you, I get notes where people will go, yeah, it just needed a little more crack to it. Like just a little more of that crack sound. That's like, well, I don't know where they got that from, and then I back it up, and I'm like, oh, you look at the visual, and you get a little bit of a deeper sense. Sometimes they don't necessarily explain it how they say it. It's more or less how they feel it. So if they feel there should be a crack sound there, then you as the sound designer have to listen, and you have to feel that before it even happens on screen, because you can get a better idea of where the picture's moving.
Yeah, and I will say this: this is what I've learned. Audio is the hardest thing for directors and editors to deal with, because it's just not what they do.
Right.
And you hear it in their voice. They're just frustrated. They're like, I wish I could tell you exactly what I want. And so you have to kind of be their buddy, and take them along the journey. And it's hard. I mean, it's not easy.
Sometimes we have to go on it together, and that's the fun part. Is like you never know where that's going to end up. Like, you may think in your head, this is going to start off sounding like, if you see waves in an ocean, you might think seagulls, you might just think waves. And then other times there might actually be nothing. There might just be wind.
Oh,
right.
Wow.
You know, because that goes back to that esoteric part, you know.
Yeah.
Cool.
There's such an emotional aspect to the world of post audio. Of just like feelings and emotions and stuff. Like,
and
I
like,
really
just like it's like wrapping up that moment in like all the extra.
That's
like,
exactly what it is.
You're just like encompassing that moment with all the things that it needs to be like the perfect little bubble or something. I don't know. Like,
that's kind of the one thing I enjoy the most about it is we talk about doing stuff very left brain, some points and very right brain, but at the end of the day, we're capturing moments. We're capturing emotions and feelings, and it's the most fulfilling thing to feel like when you create something out of almost nothing and you make it so incredibly powerful in the process. Like, I would never have imagined half the projects we do. I never imagined where they're going to end up in the end. I just know, oh my God, it's going to be perfect. Whatever we do, it's going to be perfect.
That's so cool. And the other cool thing for beginning filmmakers to think about is that you can actually fix parts of your edit in the sound. You can make things appear that aren't even on screen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, enter ADR. We did a commercial which for a casino recently, and we literally ADR'd every single line. Primarily because it was done at the casino, and there was a girl getting out of a helicopter. Okay.
Oh my
That
God.
had a line.
You couldn't get clean audio from that? That's weird.
We tried. We wound up with about this much tiny little wave, and
and a lot of
yeah.
Seriously.
But so ADR is, I think, is it called automatic dialed
I think it's automated dialogue recording replacement.
Yeah, okay.
It's one of those acronyms like MOS where there's like
We're
5
sound
different
pros, guys.
versions.
We get it, okay?
But basically, all you do is you just take your actors and you go into a recording studio and they look at the screen and they reenact what you see. And then we go in and we do our magic where we have software that can match not just the timing, but the intonation, the pitch, the phrasing.
I think some you can do like room reflections.
Yeah, we recreate the ambiance, the sound, because like if you're an outdoor, you have the sound of your voice ever so gently reflecting off the buildings. There's lots of little details.
Wow.
We recreate that. And then we add the helicopter back in, our helicopter. And you can't tell. Like if we played this for you, you would never know. It's just like, oh, it sounds like she's screaming over a helicopter getting out. But when the director goes, I need more of the girl, we just go, boink.
That's so cool.
It feels like it's a really satisfying thing. Sorry, to say that. It's really that sounds really satisfying to me.
Control!
Ultimate control, yeah.
No, I'll go in there when he's working on something, and I'll be like, Chaz? He's at the headphone. Chaz? He's like, huh? Whoa. He's like so locked into it,
Just like
I'll see him come out of the hallway, and I like other times I'll be so zoned in that by the time I see him, he's already at the desk. It's weird. I'm like tunnel vision to the point where it's like a little funnel. And like, whoa, where'd he come from? It's wild.
Yeah, it's a.
You're like Dwight's girlfriend in The Office.
Yeah, she's always there. She's always right behind.
Yes.
So, kind of like if anyone out there is looking to get some post audio work done, kind of walk us through the process of like, I've got a commercial and the sound is freaking balls, so I gotta fix this. I'm gonna come to the Audio Planet. What's the process of getting you guys in there?
Super simple. You go to our website. It basically takes 30 seconds or less. You go to our website and you hit upload project, okay, and you fill out your name, phone number, and all that, and then select as a 30-second. Hit enter, and it takes you another window that says upload your video and OMF or AAF. If you don't know what those are, we can tell you. Basically, it's just all the raw audio, and your Premiere or whatever program you're using can spit that out in 2 seconds. You upload that to our website, and then the next button says, how do you want to pay for it? Pay for it, and then that's it. It literally takes about 30 seconds.
Wow.
That seems like the simplest workflow I have seen. Which, by the way, I got to compliment you guys specifically on your website. Your website is phenomenal.
Thank you.
I love
Designed by Josh Tackett.
You guys have a wonderful feature on there of before and after clips so that people can, because like sound is kind of a weird thing to try to market.
Oh, it's weird.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that you have the before of like, it sounds, that sounds good. And then you hear the after and you're like, God. You're like, oh, that's what good sounds like.
Yeah.
Send me that video of what you just did. We're going to put that on our website.
Yes.
But that's the after.
Oh.
A gif of you.
That's gonna be our next testimonial.
Here's how you're going to feel when you get your audio back. Ready? Click.
Yeah.
That's good.
For some reason, pictured Richard Nixon like.
Yeah. The thing is that we did it that way because we're like, okay, we don't want to have 80 employees that all they do is process projects. So I do a little bit of coding. I'm not not a Silicon Valley level coder, but a little bit. And it took me a long time. But eventually we figured out how to do this. So it's all automated. And clients love it because they're like, they don't want to spend hours and hours talking to us. They're like, can we just give it to you with like 1 or 2 notes and you make it sound great?
Make it sound better. Yeah. Make it better.
Yeah. Then we'll go home and talk to our families, which we haven't seen in years.
Yeah.
It's like they love it. Yeah. So,
Well, and it's interesting because tell me about the trust that a client or like, a filmmaker needs to have in their sound guys. I feel like it's very easy for beginning filmmakers, even experienced filmmakers, to really get into minutia, and then they get themselves in the weeds, and they don't just let you do your job.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that comes from, like you said, it's really trust, and we talk a lot about trust. It's like they really have to trust that we are going to do whatever we can to help their video, film, commercial, series do what it's supposed to do through audio, right?
Right.
And you're right. It's like, well, how do I know you're going to give it your best? How do I know you're going to really, find every last little nit to make? So it does take the first 1 or 2 times, everyone's really nervous. You're right that they use us.
I think the big key to trust right now in a time where everyone, we've been doing this the whole time, but like especially right now in a post-pandemic world, it's communication. You have to communicate with everybody on all cylinders. So like, even today we were sending like probably 10 emails back and forth, just making sure everyone knew, hey, we're at this phase with the project. We'll have something ready for you hopefully by this date, this time. It's going really well, and we're friendly people, so we try to make it friendly. We're professional, we're casual, but we're also friendly. And I think a lot of directors look for that. They don't like. I can't imagine a director who's look for something who's just like Spock, just a total robot. They want to look for someone who's actually gonna. They want someone who gets the project, and so
you want more compression. Illogical.
I want all of it.
3.25. No. So, but the other thing too is that, and we even say it on our website, is that everything is 100% guaranteed.
Right.
So, it's kind of gimmicky to say that, but it sounds like infomercially, but it is. And, if someone's not happy, if they're just not happy at the end of the day, well, they can get a refund. It's not a big deal.
Sure.
But, I hope they give us a chance to fix it, whatever that is. And I'll tell you, we've never had someone ask for a refund. But, there are times that, hey, I don't like that sound or this feel. Can you go back and give it one more shot? Sure.
That's a revision. That's pretty standard.
What were you thinking? Can you send me something what you were thinking? More like, okay, cool. So we'll take that thing all the way across the finish line. Yeah. We're not afraid to do that.
No.
Yeah.
So,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. Hey there, film folks. If you're trying to get your project made, I got to tell you about my friends over at ngpfilm.com. If you are in the state of Oklahoma and you need equipment to get your project made, you need to go to NGP. They've got camera equipment, grip and electric equipment, sound equipment, production gear, stuff for your locations, pretty much everything. And if they don't have it, they're going to help you find it. Their customer service and support is out of this world. Literally, if you're in the middle of your day and you need extra gear, they will come to where you are and drop the stuff off. Or they have a super convenient night pickup and drop off. So you can call them, they'll leave it in these really cool little bins with a code that they give you, and then you show up and you put the code in, and then voila, you got the gear. And then when you're done with the gear, you come back, you leave it in the drop-off, you put the lock back on, and then shazam, your day's over at 3 in the morning. ngpfilm.com is pretty much the best thing Oklahoma Film has to offer. If you have any rentals, anything that you need, check them out, ngpfilm.com. Let's talk about y'all's custom music. You guys have, y'all do custom music, and then you have a music library that is phenomenal, and
Thank you.
will be using y'all's comedy tracks because I freaking love them.
Oh, thank you. Thank you
Is
so
that
much.
you?
This guy.
Well done, sir.
Thank you.
Like,
Thank
as
you.
soon as I started listening to those tracks, I was like, this is all I've been looking for.
This is
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's great.
this guy, he, by the way, it's Uncle Nephew.
Yes.
I'm the uncle, if you can't tell.
I mean, I'm balding a little
yeah.
bit. You can kind of see.
Yeah.
You can kind of get away with that.
I
But,
went straight for brothers.
But well, thank you.
he's my older brother. Yes.
Yeah.
The masks take at least 5 years off.
Yeah.
You look like you've aged.
Yeah. Then you reveal the rest of your face, and you're like, oh!
I feel every time I wear a mask. I'm always like, I feel like no one knows what I'm doing.
Yeah.
but-
Yeah.
Wait till COVID is over. It's going to be really scary. You know.
man.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
You know,
Let me
I don't know
tell you.
people-
That's what you look
It's
like.
so weird. It's so weird working on a movie now where I'll have gone through the entire movie and then I'll go to the rap party and I have no idea who anybody is. I'm like,
Yeah.
who are these people?
No, I can just imagine too, like in COVID, like a couple dating for a year
Yeah.
and then getting married, and the minister going, "You may now remove the masks."
Remove the
Yeah.
To kiss
See the
bride.
teeth all crooked.
Right.
Veil
And then he's like, "Oh
comes
no!"
up, the mask comes off, the buck tooth comes out.
They get scared and run off.
Here we
right?
go.
Kiss me.
Is that the
Here comes forever, ladies and gentlemen.
Love is Blind? That's basically
There we go.
but it's just like it's just masks. That's all the you can see their eyes. You can fall in love with them.
Right.
The
Yeah.
mask is gone and they
Yes.
just can't.
You know, the downside about the mask is I was really looking forward to some anonymity so that I could properly rob a bank. But unfortunately, I have 2 different colored eyes. So
Oh no!
my most identifiable feature is still front and center.
Fully on
Right.
display.
Put the money in the bag.
Yeah.
What is that? The Cheech
Can
and
you-
Chong film where the guy has the mole? And,
Yes!
and they go, if you look at it, he'll kill you.
If you look at it, he'll kill you.
Yeah.
And they go, they're like,
Yeah.
what are you looking
Yeah.
at? Nothing.
Nothing.
It's a real bummer, you know. I can't get away with a single crime because they're gonna be like, "Can you describe the perpetrator?" And they'll be like,
Well,
"Yeah, I
Actually,
can."
I only saw his eyes, but they
Yeah.
were very identifiable.
Brown eye and
Right.
green
Yeah.
eye. Oh, well, okay,
Right.
that's the one dude in the entire state with.
Yeah, it's the guy that runs the Okie show.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy.
Dang it!
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was at Bank
That's
of
the only
America
clue
yesterday.
we have, right?
Yeah.
no other
Plans
clue.
were foiled again. All right, so tell me a little bit about y'all's custom music because you have this awesome
Yeah.
music library, but then you guys do custom music as well.
Yeah, so Chaz started playing keyboards at a very, very young age. I want to say how old? 7, 8, 5? 3
Months
months out of the womb.
Wow.
in the
It
womb.
was yeah.
Immediately.
It was grab. Yeah. No, but seriously, he became professional at about like, I would say 15 or 16.
Wow.
Like that. And if you hear him play now, at his age, it's like watching someone who's been playing for decades. So when I saw that, I was like, dude, do you want to work for me or work with me? He's like, he's writing music. He goes, yeah. So we sat down and just started creating this library, and then it kind of went into like people like, hey, can you write something custom for us? Specifically. And so Chaz and I will sit down and work, and he'll go off and do his thing. But yeah, it's like we do a lot of custom theme tracks
Nice.
for openings of shows and things like that, or that go specifically behind a commercial, or
Or underscores,
underscore
Like in
Underscores.
between.
So have you done a lot of, I feel like this is just me being not involved in anything popular or life, but like I could see a lot of YouTube, like people on YouTube needing like basically music they can use that they're not going to get copyright and like,
Right.
strikes for.
Yeah, and
Is
that's
that
what
something that it bleeds into or no?
Yeah,
100%.
because there's a thing called licensing, and if you don't, it's kind of technical term, but basically, if you want to use a song online, on TV, anywhere in public, you have to get a license, and you have to pay for it. Okay,
And you got to pay a lot of money to do it.
right?
Sometimes
The more you use it, the more you pay. So this is why you'll see guys on YouTube will be like, "Oh, YouTube shut me down for that playing that song." Well, you're not paying the license on it, right? So how much is a license? And they get the bill.
A lot.
Yeah. So we were like, because Chaz is so fast, I was like, is there a way that we could charge people less than a license, like way less, and still get something they want that's amazing? And so we're like, hey, A, be the cost of a license and how much it would cost to get a custom using us. And I guarantee you it's going to be a lot less, and you own it.
Yeah.
Dude,
100% ownership.
that's genius.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's a freaking dream come true for
That's
so many
so
people.
yeah.
It's amazing.
And so, and then the opposite too. A lot of people, some people are like, well, I just want an original track for this one project, but I don't want to pay the custom fee. We're like, well, we can make it, but we'll license it to other people, and that'll offset the cost. Like, awesome.
Yeah.
Because they get the
Yeah.
best of both
Good.
worlds.
Yeah.
And then you got more to add to your library.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's everybody wins.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
so cool.
fantastic.
Yeah. But yeah, we're doing a lot of. We're getting ready to do a whole series right now for TBN Network that we're writing all the music for 30 minutes each episode, and it's like a brick wall of music. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of
Wow.
work. Yeah. Plus the sound design, plus dialogue editing.
So many, so
Wow.
many moving pieces, honestly.
Holy
and
cow.
every song is different. There's no.
Okay.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's
give
fun.
you like a prime example. 1 second it was like, Motown, and then it was like a bed of Motown, and then 5 seconds later we went to Hogwarts, and then after Hogwarts we got into the harpsichord.
Oh.
Just random stuff, So
Wow. Harpsichord. even.
lots of fun ideas and themes we can pull. Like, we're already thinking ahead, and
So if you want to do this for a living, here's what I would suggest. You have to be a fan of every style of music. Because if you just like hip hop, or you just like rock or whatever, or pop, you're not going to make it, because you have to be a fan of really anything that's out there that's commercial.
Well, I don't think you necessarily need to be a fan, but you have to appreciate it. You have to understand,
You gotta understand it, right.
like, even if you don't, like, I don't listen to metal, but I get it,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's loud, and that's about as far as my knowledge goes. But I know it's very, very loud and a lot of movement, and stuff like that.
We could make that, because when I went through a metal phase personally.
Yeah, exactly.
So like I can tell you the type of sound and what instruments are using, and
How fast the drums
what
are
era
going.
and stuff.
Yeah.
So, like you said, it's a lot of it's just experience, I think, to really to make that happen. The sound, but the comedy, he came with all these comedy tracks. I'm like, those are genius, dude. Can you sit around for like 2 weeks and just make comedy tracks?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, they're so good, man.
Thank
and
you.
You guys have done customizations of songs that we have all known as children
Yes.
for many years. We're going to do a
Yes.
little name drop here. You guys did the Veggie Tales Silly Songs
Oh my
remixes.
goodness.
Oh yes.
Dude.
Yes.
What a
You
time!
Veggie Kidding me?
Tales, man.
What?
Veggie Tales.
What a time to be alive, especially with these kinds of songs. I mean, I grew up, at 3 years old watching Veggie Tales.
Oh,
and
yeah.
When
So
Steven
much
came to
Veggie
me,
Tales.
and when Steven came to me and told me, hey, we're going to go to a recording studio. We're going to be going to an actual studio next week, because we do a lot of post. We do typically just working on a computer, and we can pretty much do it remote. Every now and then we'll get in a studio, and he said, we're going to go to a recording studio hopefully in the next 2 weeks. We're working on all the kinks right now. And I said, cool, what are we doing? He goes, it's this little show called Veggie something. And my mind immediately went to Veggie Tales. And I don't think he even knew what it was at the time. He just it's like, some random kids show. It's been.
I'm old.
It's been on Netflix at one point.
I'm really old.
It's got some cucumber and a tomato and some
sort
carrots.
of vegetable.
I thought it was a
singing.
new show, actually. I thought I was gonna make.
They
I
did
no
they had
idea.
that reboot that my
Yeah.
kids have watched now.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we met with the producers of the show and had a great conversation, a great meeting.
What?
And then ended up working with them, and we did like 10.
7.
7.
Oh, no. Technically,
we did 10, but 7
we did 10. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
And they made videos for them, and Retrospect Films, by the way, which is a local film company, has one of the biggest sound stages in the Midwest.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's massive. It's like the size of. Do you guys have Reese's? What's the grocery store there in Oklahoma City?
Oh gosh, Crest.
Other than, I was gonna say, like
I go to the poor guy's place, the cheap place,
whatever
that
grocery?
is. Yes. Yeah, Dollar Tree. That's where I go to shop.
Yeah.
Like they have this amazing soundstage. It's like the size of a grocery store. It has I think it's called a cyc wall. It's white. Anyway, film guys.
It's a back wall of some kind. White wall. I don't know.
Yeah, huge. And so they just made sets, right? And they've made all the videos, and the videos are incredible. There's like people dancing and huge. It's like a fantasy land. These huge, colorful sets. It's for kids, right?
Yeah.
And there's all these stories that go along.
Yeah.
I was on set watching some of these, and just watching it in real life was amazing.
Steven would send me videos, and I would be working. I'd be working on a corporate project, just sitting here like, oh my God, I wish I was on set. I really wish I was on set at this moment. It was like, because everybody, it just looked like it was a lightning. I mean, we can even talk about, being in the room when it all happened. I mean, when we sat down and started making these songs, we didn't really know what to expect. I mean, I remember growing up with the show. So I kind of got a feel for, the God is bigger than the boogeyman, that kind of that thing.
Oh yeah,
yep.
yeah.
And that was one of the things. Yeah. And that was one of the things.
You want to sing?
We were
Can we do that over Zoom? Or there be a weird wonky delay?
Yeah. And like that's an interesting thing is we were tasked with kind of the impossible, which was make it sound 2019 or 2020.
The time 2020.
Yeah, and we didn't really have a clue.
No.
We knew.
And the producers didn't either. The producers were like, we've had this vision, and that's our vision.
Sure.
And I'm like, okay, these are classic songs people know since they've been a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay,
yeah, no pressure.
No pressure.
Yeah, because if you do it wrong, people are gonna be like, "That's like
you ruined my childhood."
You ruined the song.
Right, exactly. Like that's the hardest thing to do.
Right.
And so, I was like, okay, so I said, Chaz, I'm gonna go in and give you 20 different YouTube links of different songs that you've probably never heard from the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, and we're just gonna take all that and see what we can come up with.
Yeah.
And so that's where we began and just started chiseling it down until we saw the producers smile. And we're like, oh, that's it.
Well, and here's the weird thing about that. We ended up making like how many different versions of each song? We
least 10.
We did at least 15 songs. Gosh. I think we had a big list of like 15 or 20 songs, and we kind of narrowed it back to, and we were working with the producers at the time. They're, what are the most popular ones? And so God is Bigger Than the Boogeyman and a couple different ones that we worked on. And I think we ended up doing like a Caribbean version at one point, and then like a soul gospel version. And it kind of got to a point where we're like, well, we don't know what's going to work. We just know that these are the different styles. And like my mind when we were creating some of these went to, okay, what can we blend that's on the radio versus what we grew up with? Like you got to give people, at least that grew up with the show, the feel, a similar feel, but made for a kid's audience.
Yeah, it still has to be the song, right? It has to be the song.
Yeah. So, and we can also mention this. We had a rapper on this project too. And he's ended up being a really good friend of ours. His name is Shama Mrema. He's got a whole YouTube channel with his team at the after school program.
Like you guys, comedian.
He does sketches and all sorts of stuff. And that's kind of how the show came about, as far as I remember. It was his music video from
that's right.
Yeah, from like 2018. It blew up, and
they contacted him.
Yeah,
that's how the whole thing began.
Yeah,
wow.
And I recognize it was a funny thing. I recognized him.
He saw the video before.
But what was weird is I didn't know who he was until he said something. I was like, wait, I've met you before, haven't I? I've seen you on this commercial. He goes, oh, no. You've probably seen this. That's where they got the idea. And so he showed us the music video, and I'm like, I remember sharing that video when it circulated in 2018, I want to say. And it was kind of a cool thing. It was kind of a niche audience that the remix was kind of catering to, but that's kind of what we were tasked with, is working directly with Shama and his team, and figuring out what's going to work really well for your sound and what's going to work for this production overall. And it was honestly, I think, the most fun I've ever had working on a single project.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was like the old school days. You go into a studio and you lock yourself in for a week, 2 weeks, right? And you have pizza brought in, and you never leave.
And we're saying locked in. We were locked in.
Fill up bottles with pee.
Yeah, but almost. Who was that? Ricky Martin? Like, you couldn't leave the studio.
Yeah.
He'd bring in buckets.
God.
Really? I didn't know that. Oh my
That's
goodness.
I jokingly
Howard
told people.
Hughes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but it was. I mean, and then we have all the live instruments there. I said, go on the drum set and play all this.
We have a video.
Yeah,
it was really funny. He just goes, get on the drums, get on the toms. And
It's
so
how it
Shama,
happens.
Shama would be like, do this.
right,
Oh,
yeah.
it's great, yeah.
And then Shama was like dancing in the back, and I was working on something. I said, what is that? He goes, I'm just goofing around. I said, dude, go in the booth right now. And someone had the engineer put a mic on, and he danced with these hard sole shoes. And I took that rhythm and put it in the song.
Yeah.
It's just like the whole day, the whole project was like that.
That's so
neat.
cool.
It was just like so fun.
And from
That's
day
so
one,
cool.
it was like a lightning in a bottle moment. I mean, we sat down and we're just like, this shouldn't be happening, but it is, and
Wow.
You just go with it, and everybody was super, super happy.
Yeah.
And,
I think my favorite moment from that was like seeing. Okay, that was another scary part of this whole process. Was what is the producer's face? What's his face going to be when we play the first song? That was
okay.
That was insane.
That is a moment, it's like looking over a cliff and jumping and going, did I pack my parachute?
It's over 5,000 feet at least.
Yeah.
Because I just jumped. It's terrifying, but that's kind of this world.
Yeah. Well, it's terrifying. It was terrifying, but it was one of those things where,
Because it's an honest reaction, right?
Yeah.
He can't fake it.
yeah,
And so
we're thinking to ourselves, oh my God, this is not gonna go.
well, you don't know.
Well, I don't know. It was
Anyway, it went well.
Yeah.
It went great.
That's so
actually.
cool. Well, for the listening audience, where could people get to watch those?
Yes.
Okay.
Good question.
They are on a no, it's called Yippee, but I think it's YIPPE.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
It's called YIPPE.
Yippee.
I forgot
Right.
about that. Yeah.
And they show content designed specifically for it's very, very family friendly. I mean, very family.
Wow.
Yeah, specific. And so it's on that network, and I think some of them are on YouTube. I think on YouTube.
I think they're all released. Yeah,
Okay.
they're like in the.
I definitely have seen the
100,000s.
Pirates Who Don't Do Anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
We love that. We love that.
Yeah.
And I saw those long before I think Chaz and I ever had a conversation. And then
Oh,
whenever
wow.
whenever Chaz told me that you guys did the Veggie Tales videos, I about pooped myself.
That's so crazy. Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm
I
gonna have
was
to
like,
show my
"What?"
kids. I'm so excited.
So my
they'll be in
nephew,
love.
little nephew, he was 5 at the time. He's singing on that. You can hear him, and if
Yeah.
you hear the background singers of that song, yeah, he's on that.
that's
Not
so
this nephew.
No, another
Not
one. I
this
got
nephew.
millions.
Yeah.
Just like kids everywhere.
That's so
I think I
cool.
was in there at some point
Yeah.
too. We
Yeah, he's
did
on
a
everything.
lot.
You're on everything. Of
Am
course.
I?
Of course.
Oh, that's
Well,
right.
in a second, I wanna ask you guys what your thoughts are in the future of kind of cinema and home viewing, and how the world of sound is going to be affected by all of this transition that
Sure.
we're about to see.
Sure.
But if you want to hear their answer, be sure to go to patreon.com/Okie Show and become a patron today, and you can hear their answer along with all the other extras and stuff that we have. Well, thank you so much for lending us your time and your wisdom, and I'm so excited about all the stuff that you guys are doing.
Oh, yeah.
If the listeners out there, if you have not checked out Audio Planet, do it. Where can people find you guys online?
TheAudioplanet.com. Well, I forgot.
No. HTTPS.
HTTP
Backslash.
backslash.
We also have a Instagram and Facebook. We're trying to grow our social media up, so we're still kind of working at that. But our Instagram, you can find little tidbits of fun stuff like what we're talking about here. And Facebook, we like to share a lot of the same kind of stories, very similar, almost Silicon Valley style. So
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I love it. Well, guys, this has been really, really fun getting to hang out with y'all.
Awesome. Us
you
too.
too, man.
You guys are a blast.
I'm looking forward to getting to
Absolute
hang out with you guys in person someday.
Oh, I'm dying to.
Yeah.
Me too, man.
It's going to
As
happen.
soon as the vaccine comes out, I think
I
we're going to
know.
be okay.
Yeah.
We
We're
need to
going to
have
be
like
genetically modified.
We're going to make it, guys. We're going to make it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're
Just
almost
hang
there.
on.
what was that, Tom Cruise? It's beautiful, man.
Yeah. All right,
Awesome,
guys.
Thank you.
The Audio Planet. Thank you guys for coming
Yay.
on. So I definitely know where I'm going for all of our music needs from now on.
No joke. I think we have it. They've got everything covered. Sounds like to me. Everything you possibly
like
could
they
want.
do.
It sounds like they do.
Dad joke. Hey. I gotta practice. I've got to.
Yeah,
practice.
you got to get your dad jokes in. You got to
Gotta
get
get
your
it
dad
down.
jokes in. Yep. It's all about the timing.
That's right. So that's got to be so much fun, like working just in a studio. Well, not they actually go in and out of a studio if they need to, but like I've always thought it would be really fun to just like work at like doing audiobooks and stuff.
Oh yeah, like
That's
readings.
like my dream.
Oh, I mean, I think about people who are who narrate some of my favorite audiobooks and stuff. It's like I think about how they would do that. And like how like the little nuances that, change that just so, say that. And then do they do it in long chunks or really short bits?
And like how much tea can you possibly, that's the thing that blows my mind is like people that read full-blown audiobooks that are like the book itself is like 500 pages long.
Yeah.
I've got a copy of Lonesome Dove here. This thing is this is 858 pages long.
Atlanta.
And somewhere out there, some poor soul that has done the audiobook for it. And I that's got to be fun work, but golly, that's got to be exhausting.
Yeah, no. Well, I think we should probably try that out right now, actually, Brian. Do you want to try that? I think we should probably try that. I'd love to direct you in a game of director in the sense that you're going to be recording the audio version of Lonesome Dove.
Ooh.
And I'm going to coach you because you know what? I just am so sure that whoever did a fantastic job, but I would make different, like artistic choices with how you would read it. So
obviously, naturally, I like it. Okay. So we're going to we're in the booth.
You're in the booth.
Yeah. We're going to cut to the booth, the sound booth recording an audiobook. Okay, so let's see. Last time we left off. We're on chapter 52.
Yes, that's correct. Okay, can I offer you any water, anything to begin with? And I believe we're going to add the sound effects in post, so you don't have to worry about any sound effects. Don't make any sort of like bursts on the sound.
Are you sure? Because I really feel like that worked out for that last horse chase. Scene.
Yeah,
you don't want me to do that.
Correct. Not this time. We're gonna try it differently. It's an artistic choice. It's an artistic choice because the book really shifts at this point. So I want the listener to feel the shift in how you're reading the book.
All right. I mean, it's not my first choice. It's weird that you chose to do that at page 402, but that's fine.
About halfway. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So all right, we rolling?
Yes, rolling. Go ahead and take it up from the beginning of the chapter.
Okay, all right. Chapter 52. The amazing thing about Janie, in Roscoe's view, was that she knew her way. Almost as amazing was that she liked to walk. The first day or two, it felt a little wrong that she was riding and that he was riding and she was walking. You can edit that part.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and cut. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and cut. I just have a few notes,
Okay.
Okay, so at the beginning, when you're saying Janie, I really want to feel Janie's feelings coming through. And then at the end, also I want to feel a little bit more. Can you take it back? Can you read the very last line that Janie, what did Janie do?
She was walking. She felt a little wrong that he was
wrong.
Riding.
I want to hear how naughty Janie feels. I want to hear how naughty she feels.
Naughty,
Because she was
okay.
wrong. I want her to feel like playfully naughty. Okay, so go ahead and take the beginning, more emotion, and naughty at the end.
More emotion and naughty. Okay, all right. Chapter 52. The amazing thing about Janie, in Roscoe's view, was that she knew her way. Almost as amazing was that she liked to walk. The first day or two, it felt a little wrong that he was riding and she was walking.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and cut one more time. That was, yes.
It felt a little off.
Yes. No, I felt a bit of naughty there. I loved it. It was great.
It felt naughty.
Now, can you speed, if I were to just put the speed button up 1 to 2,
Ooh.
1, 2 notches, just do exactly that, but much faster.
Same sentence?
Same sentence again.
Oh,
naughty, playful. She's amazed. Roscoe's amazed. Yes, so good. Faster.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Chapter 52. The amazing thing about Janie and Roscoe's view was that she knew her way. Almost as amazing was that she liked to walk. The first day or two, it felt a little wrong that he was riding and she was walking. But she was just
cut. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. I hate this. You're doing so good. So wonderful. I think what I'm looking for is actually this, and this is my last take, please. If you'd grant me this. Please do that, but as Bill Cosby.
As Bill Cosby?
Just your best. Just give me your best Bill Cosby.
This is a Western.
Yes, correct.
So fast, sensual, and Bill Cosby?
You can even slow it down if you need to. I know that fast Bill Cosby is a bit tricky. So if you need to pull back on the speed, but get the Bill in. Bill, more prominent Bill. So,
weirdly
all right,
controversial chapter. Okay.
Take it from the top.
All right, here we go. On chapter 52, the amazing thing about Janie and Roscoe's view was that she knew her way. Almost as amazing was that she liked to walk. The first day or two, it felt a little wrong that he was riding and she was walking, but she was just a slip of a girl, and he was a grown man and a deputy beside.
Ding, 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 ding. Wonderful.
Deputy.
Whoa, didn't mean to make that super weird. I didn't know how inappropriate that was actually going to sound.
Oh, no.
Fantastic work, Brian. I'm
perfect
impressed.
For this podcast.
It's perfect for it.
We couldn't have gotten it any better.
No, you could not.
Oh man, that's 2 episodes in a row that we have Bill Cosby of all impressions.
You'll have to see it like after this if the listeners just like
you're just like,
They're like, I'm out. If he does Bill
unsubscribe.
Cosby one more time, if we get a review, some
swear to God.
snarky review that's like, number 1, Brian's Bill Cosby's not even that good. Number 2, just something hateful. It's all good.
Too late for that.
Too
Sir.
late. We've moved on.
He's in jail where he belongs.
How
He's a naughty man.
inappropriate.
God. Well, if you liked what you heard, when is the last time that I've been able to wrap these episodes up that it hasn't
any
just been
sense anymore at this
weird.
point? No, it doesn't. But I think that this is the gift we give our listeners if they make it this far.
This is our gift to you.
It's just you guys getting to know us so deep, guys.
So
you know
deep.
us so deep. Not like that though.
Oh God! Oh God! No! I'm gonna cut that out.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yep. Sign us out, Bri.
All right. If you liked what you heard
Bri.
and you'd like to be a part of it yourself, check us out on patreon.com/OkieShowShow. Otherwise, check us out at okieshowshow.com, youtube.com/OkieShowShow, and all of our social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Okie Show Show. And that, my friends, is it. We will see you guys in the next 2 weeks. All right.
Bye.
The Okie Show Show is a mostly harmless media podcast recorded at Tower Studios in Oklahoma City. Don't forget to subscribe and give us a 5-star rating. If you're a business or industry professional that would like to advertise on the podcast, email info@okieshowshow.com. Rates starting as low as $25.